gotta put my glasses on. Yeah, okay, fine. That's acceptable, but just be careful. Hey, I can see. Go figure. Amazing what happens when I put my glasses on. Nah, I just took a shower a little while ago, so that's what my glasses were not. Okay, here we go. We're at the table. I think. Hi. He's done. Isn't he cute? He's done. He does have his little flame. I gotta fix a flame. Washed up, dried some stuff, put away so you can wash the rest. Awesome. That's awesome. Good job. No, it's Felix's. Oh my gosh, I got so much stuff. I know where this stuff came from. I probably printed it out. Speaker move. There we go. I do have to fix the flame though. It looks really weird. I think I put too much on. But I do gotta fix that. It looks weird. Maybe if I tapered it. Maybe I just gotta shape it. Maybe. Hi, how's everybody doing? Get some music. Okay, Jody. Alright, I even open Stream Raiders. That's ridiculous, right? How's it going? I'm opening Stream Raiders right now. Hopefully it's gonna work. Let's see. Sometimes it bugs out. No, it does work! Yay! Get Stream Raiders going. I gotta clean up my table. I know, it's scary, right? Hi, Blue-Eyed Cat. How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. We have the very first battle of today going. Feel free to put down some units if you want to. You have 30 minutes to put up to 6 units. That's 1 every 5 minutes. So the battle's ready. See what we can do. I did not get my Chromebook up and running. Not rumming. We're not drinking rum. I think. I'm not sure at this point. I might be. Joking, I'm not. Yeah, I let my hair dry. His beard looks good though. But he's so cute! And Sim's awesome. But he's so cute. He done. This is number 10. See, I updated. See, right there, 10. And this is gonna go to Calyx. Didn't he turn out so cute? Oh my gosh. There we go. We got that. I'm here. You're there. I mean, no, we're not everywhere. We're here. I lost my style. Yeah, I did lose my style. That's me. That's just me. That is all. What percent am I starting at? I am currently at 69.06%. We get more of his face done. I think we want up. So we want up this go. I'm looking for my stylus quick. Oh, I found it. But how's everybody doing? Okay, there we go. Oh, you're waiting. You almost set the alarm up. Jody! Jody, be careful, please. Pretty, please. We'll whip topping on top. Because whip topping goes on top. Jody, did you see I finished? Oh yeah, you did. You said mine. You gotta fight Calyx for that one. I didn't even post anywhere I'm live. Did not. Should I? Fine, I'll do it quick. It doesn't take me too long. I copy it. You're only 2%. That's not bad. Oh my gosh. What did I just... Oh, I just scared myself. Chopped taters. Awesome for mashed taters. I'm here for it. Oh, also, if by chance you do stream and you change your name, please let me know so that I can update you if you're on my going live auto shout out on Discord. I realized today that not everybody does that, or they don't change it correctly, or like they change it, but like it's not changed all over because they change it at a weird time or right before they stream or something like that. I'm not sure. Not sure how it works, but yes. So I'm just scrolling back up to the top of Discord, so I'm where I belong. There we go. Let's do it. Should we get started? Yes, no, maybe? Not sure. Hey, look, I'm live. There's that. There's Stream Raiders. Let's get this party started. Hopefully this goes better than it did on Tuesday. Like, I just could not see anything on Tuesday. Also, Java's been extra cuddly lately. It's so cute. My hair's wet, that's why it's down. I can't comb it yet. I can't brush it out, so I gotta wait for it to dry. And then I'll just throw it up in a ponytail, and then I'll comb it out later. It doesn't get that tangled. It's very fine. Oh wait, I forgot. Sorry. We just thought of that. Well, so our BPV for Stream Raiders dropped under 40, so I'm not even gonna worry about that now. But we have picks for partner. We have Sleeping Luna Designs for partner. They both need it. There was somebody else. I don't remember who. Oh my gosh, it just slipped. Meg. Meg was so cute last night with her little tiara. No, yes. Oh, Jody, guess what we're gonna do on Tuesday? Hold on, let me grab it. You probably won't remember what it is. We're working on this on Tuesday. Do you remember what this is for? Because I do. I got his arms and legs done. So we're gonna work on that on Tuesday. Unless there's another request for something. Then we'll work on whatever's requested. It's not your blanket. That's the spirit, the forest spirit. Sprite. Is it Sprite or Spirit? I did not update my pattern command. I should do that. The Forest Spirit. It's the one that I started and then we made Baphomet. He heavy. You could probably use that almost as good as a softball. Yep, rename Forest Ball. Oh my gosh. You want to hear something funny that happened yesterday? And I can say it's funny because it happened to me. Okay. And I'm perfectly fine. So, Hovers and I go out and about. We went to the casino for breakfast. Because why do you go to the casino, right? All hands on deck. Aurora Lee! I was lurking in your chat. I don't know if you knew. I'm a chronic lurker, especially Saturday mornings when I just veg out playing a game or something. But how are you? How far did you get on your stuff? If you don't know Aurora Lee, they do a couple different kinds of crafting if I'm not mistaken, but welcome on in. If you don't know me, I'm Zakayla. I am a variety crafter here on Twitch. Variety crafter means I do quite a large variety of crafts. Counter cross stitch is my gateway craft. I also know crocheting, knitting, sewing, quilting. I can needle punch, needle felt, shuttle, tat. I have a weaving loom. I normally do have an embroidery machine, but it's getting repaired. Need a lurk? That's perfectly fine. Lurkers make Twitch go around. We do play Stream Raiders. Also, thank you so much, Jody. You are a rock star. If you're interested in joining. We honestly just got started. I think we just finished the first 10. Oh my gosh, she's here, Oh gosh. Look, I got so excited I couldn't, like... Look at what I finished last night. I gotta fix this flame, though. It looks funny, I think. He's so cute. He's so cute. So cute. The wings took forever to sew because I didn't follow directions. I did not. I'm like, why sew one on and then the other? I'm just gonna go back and forth, and then I messed up. It was my own fault. It was my own fault. It was so funny, though. But how's everybody doing? Elbow popped. It's alright, always. Just got the first 12 stitches done. Back to BRB. Okay, Jody. Stop adulting too hard. He turned out so cute. He really did. I'm gonna fix the flame, though. How was the rest of Meg's stream last night? I was falling asleep. You did? Heck yeah! That's awesome. I can't wait. It's Liz's fault. I promise. It's Liz's fault because, like, the purse she made turned out amazing. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I know how to say your name and I totally forget. If you can remind me, please do. It totally is. Zoiku? Oh, that sounds right. Hi, Noki. How are you? Ooh, I was lurking around in your chat last night, too. I lurk in a lot of chats. That emote is adorable. I love emotes. I really do. Emotes are amazing, and I never have a problem with anybody using any emotes of anybody's in my chat. As long as they're appropriate for 13 and up. Sweet. Yeah, people are really silly. Like, what's the problem? with that, right? Like, hello? I look at, you know, emotes as, like, you know what ones you really like, and if you're a streamer, of course you're gonna like your own emotes, right? So I don't care. You know, this is the combination. I change my combination every couple, like, months, right? So my combination now is, what is it? Chaos. Calyx dancing. Oh gosh, what happened? That one and that one. That's my combo now. Whenever I join a chat, except Calyx's chat. Okay. Except Calyx's chat. Calyx, if you treat things up, I always use that, right? But I change it. I have to. Because I have so many. If I could post every single one, I would. People frown about that, though. Hi, Vintage! How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. Ooh, is it tomorrow, Vintage, that you're doing your quilt thing? Oh gosh, I can't remember. The jelly roll quilt. Jelly roll quilt. Words are hard. It is. It's gonna be beautiful. Ooh, I'm here for that vintage machine. I mean, look at your name. I mean, ooh, wait, you got one with a treadle? Oh, I'm jealous. My vintage machine is 1923. White sewing machine, right? So one of those really heavy ones, right? Inside of a cabinet, but it's electric. So I'm largely a little jealous. I have seen treadle machines that you can take with you, like, I don't remember what they're called, but they're like traveling treadle machines. That would be cool to take to, like, events that I set up at. Lost count? Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is so awesome. 80 machines. Breaks down really easy. Yeah. I mean, I do take, like, crocheting and knitting and stuff with me to events, but I just thought, you know, it'd be kind of cool. I'm hoping to hear this week when I can pick my embroidery machine up. Do gravy so you can eat it? Yeah. I'm so proud of you, Jody. So I did kind of giggle when I looked at the percentage. So I'm not doing the whole design here, right? Because so many, like 23,000, 24,000 almost, were all background stitches, right? So I'm not doing those. We're at 69% because we're not doing those. It's so funny. I mean, obviously that's in total, including the stitches that I just checked off because I'm not doing them. Wait, what do I normally... Oh, tomorrow I normally work on Freddy Krueger, but I might bring the foot mitten, just because it's straight knitting. Kinda mindless. I think it's... No, it's not. Not yet. It's almost there, though. Where is it? I don't remember now. I keep thinking I messed up, but I did not. Hi, Bird Girl. How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. Well, Bird Girl, I hope that Mr. Bird Girl. I know. I think the first time I said that in your chat, you laughed really hard when I said Mr. Bird Girl. I hope you get taken care of. I hope nobody else in your vicinity gets it. I hope you have the fewest amount of symptoms possible and you get no lasting. Oh, he had. How dare he? He's fired. He's fired. Sharing is not caring on that side. He's fired. But I do hope neither one of you have lasting effects. Yay! Welcome back, Jody. Hi, Lady Epona. Yeah, lots of water. Smell of meat made her sick. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, I like my vegetables. I know one person that said that they can no longer eat beef because the taste of any kind of beef product is really gross. Like, I can't remember. They said that it tasted like dirty dishwater mixed with rotting meat and something else. And like, that is very descriptive. You're a huge foodie? Yeah. I've been terrified. If I do get COVID, I hope that I can still taste and smell, because if not, I'm not eating. I'm not, because I'm a very, like, my food needs to have flavor. January, your only lasting effect is lingering cough, get really tired, aw. But vintage, I mean, at least a lingering cough is manageable in a way, right? It stinks that it's still happening. And getting tired, ugh. Third time? Oh my gosh. Never lost smell or taste. That's good. My husband had COVID last year. He lost the sense of smell and for a little bit. I think also his taste, but I'm not sure. 4 months ago, hi Lost Traveling, how are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. That's terrible though, ugh. Just chilling, awesome. Good thing to do on a Saturday, unless you got stuff to do, places to go, people to hurry. I mean, see? I'm thinking about of getting more frames for this stand, because I am liking the stand. So that I can put more than one on it. Heart issue, yeah. I've heard people getting heart issues and lung issues, and which is really sad. Oh, also, guess who forgot to pay their internet bill last month? Who loads laundry, cook? Oh, you went to the gym. Hey, that's adulting enough for a Saturday. Yeah, I did. I paid it this morning. Okay, fine, Bird Girl. He's not fired. He's just suspended a little bit. Hi, I'm proud of you doing your homework. That's a good thing. Streamer with no interrupts. Well, I mean, I do have my cell phone, but I don't know if I would stream off of that. I know a lot of people that do, or that have, but I probably, yeah. Where do I buy my DMC thread? Okay, so there's, of course, Joann's, Walmart, and Michael's, but also 123stitch.com. What? 123 is... Wow. You know why? Because we're all like, go to 123 Stitch because it's cheaper than all these other places. And... That's insane. Wait, are you doing the DMC 6 strand? That's not right, Bard Girl, at all. Mm-mm. Now, I understand if it says that it's low stock, and they don't do it because low stock might mean that they might not have any. Like, somebody might have it in, yeah. Lovecrafts, yes. There's another one. What's the other one? I mean, DMC.com. You can also, but... Why is it so useless? No, it just takes forever for us to get. 123 Stitch signs out really quickly. Plus, well, no, so it's funny. This is funny. So 2 funny stories. First funny story, I applied to be an affiliate of DMC Thread, right? And they told me, no, Twitch is not a place for us to see and grow, right? I'm like, whatever. Then Sleeping Luna Designs, who hashtag Liz for Partner, did get the affiliate from DMC, and then I guess they revoked it, so that's on them. Joke's on them, because we're really, really pretty amazing here on Twitch, right? But whatever, right? Yeah. So I made a comment that I'm going to switch to Anchor because they come on spools. I'm not switching to Anchor because DMC is just so much easier to get normally, and I'm used to the colors. But 123 Stitch is normally a place where I can always find stuff. On occasion, they don't have 1 or 2 colors, but if they're out of a lot of colors, that's really strange. It's probably because of all of us here on Twitch promoting them. Which they should thank us all for. I do not recommend getting off Amazon or eBay. Or even Etsy. You want to work on that specific one? Of course. That's how it always works. Yay, welcome back, Jody. So around the hour mark is when I'll do the prediction. How many 310s do you need, right? What, for this? I'm not even sure. Or are you talking to Bard Girl? I think Bard Girl wanted Black Ada. You buy 310, but yeah. People like your wife that buy 2 to 5 of each color when they make an order. I mean, yes. I've done that many times. Noki! Aw, that's alright, Calyx. That's understandable. Yeah, I was falling asleep, like... Those were happy tears. I hope all of them were. Really? Then why are they promoting this on a female streamer's stream? I should contact them. Be like, hey, Manscaping, you keep putting your ads on my stream for my viewers to see. I would like to be sponsored. You better. Right? For Gillette? Yeah. I think it's funny. I really do. Plus, you know what? Anymore? Like, think about all the people in general. All the people in general. Right? That either have, like, this... Like, Meg. She's got the sides of her head shaved off and stuff, right? So, yeah, I can see one of the trimmers being useful for there. Calyx, I think you have the back shaved, right? Or you did? I think you still do. I don't know, I haven't seen your hair up in a while. But I know a lot of people that do, and they have designs trimmed into it. Either the sides. I know one person that does designs on the sides of her own hair. Once a week she changes it. Or once every 2 weeks, I'm not sure. Yeah, see? Totally useful for more than just men. My hair's too thin, I can't. Ooh, awesome. That's a good thing. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what Child's doing, because his hair is super long. And it's curly because it's just really curly. There's the battle. There's the first battle. Let's see how many units we got. We have 48 units for the first battle. What? Maybe if I change. Thank you so much, each and every person. Putting down even one unit means so much to me. Look at all you know. Let me try to remember what color I have. Wait, I think I put these away. What? Not sick. Don't think that trimmer would work at such. I mean, right? We got Zoiku with 9 kills, Beck with 10 assists. We got 3 winners, 5 gold for everyone. Shay with 15 gold, Jody with 10 gold, and Pix with 1 bomber. Good job. Let's do it. We got this, right? I think. Did I not? I don't know what I did there, but I didn't do what I was supposed to. We got 30 minutes on the next battle. Put some units down if you want to. I forgot what 6, 7, 7. Hopefully I did put all these away. I don't know. Well, I must have if this one's in. It has to be the ankle why I couldn't work on the other one on Tuesday. Might try and have another go. All hands on deck. We got Atomic Ellie. Hello. How are you? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. Welcome on in. Hold on, I just drew a blank. Welcome on in, everybody, with Atomic Ellie. I am Zakayla. I'm a variety crafter here on Twitch. Variety crafter means I do a lot of different crafts. I mean, it could mean that I do a few, but I do a lot. I do kind of cross stitch, which was my gateway craft, mainly on Saturday, and then I also crochet, I knit, I sew, I do a bunch of stuff. We have a command for that. But what were you doing today? What were you making? What were you crafting? And I hope your stream went well. Thank you, Jody. I can't ever remember everything I do. That's why we have a command for it. I do have to update. Oh my gosh, there we go. Oh, you were playing Stardew! Awesome! That's exciting. So, are you going the way of farming or the cursed Joja Mart? I mean, we also do play Stream Raiders. We got about 26 minutes on the battle. You can, if you hurry up, you can put 6 units down, but we all know how long it takes Stream Raiders to load. Talking to Mom? Awesome. How's she doing? I hope she's doing alright. Oh, the expanded mod? Awesome. I just totally did not mean to plop that down. Oh, you did have Stream Raiders. Awesome. I gotta put my hair on. We welcome everybody here. We don't care if you're a crafter, an artist, gaming, just chatting. We don't care. Yeah, we appreciate everybody. Not looking on your favor. Aw. Oh no, that's perfectly fine. Go eat. Eating is essential. Take care of yourself. And once again, thank you for that raid. Working on a Legend of Zelda piece. It's a silhouette of Link inside of a silhouette of Link. So, because why not, right? Every time I finish up a rectangle, which is about this size, we vote for the direction we go next. There we go. I do a lot of crafting here. Sometimes I game, not too often. It broke Lumi, how? I was lurking. I was busy. I was lurking. And it got cold. I dislike the cold. I need details. You can? Awesome. That's good. About time, right? Like, that seemed to take forever. That's awesome. No, she's perfectly fine. She has no idea. No idea. They won't know. All I think now is you playing the song Don't Be Suspicious as you're typing things out to Looney. Not feel Jody! It's perfectly fine. Don't do too much. Like, that's all I think right now. That's all you were doing. You were singing the song as you were asking. There you go. minutes until the next battle. That's enough time to put 4 units down if you're quick. 3. Otherwise. Also, Tuesday when we were working on Solaire, I know I quit and I just refunded everybody's points back because, like, yeah, I just was not feeling it. We'll try again this week. I'm not sure what day. Also, Wednesday is another home match for Peanut Butter Cup's wrestling, so I will not be here Wednesday. Hope that he gets to wrestle and that he does good. I'm excited. Gotta remember to bring his uniform though. Last time he forgot. Which is a little funny. And he had to wear one of the ones from the school. I mean, his normal uniforms from the school also. But yeah, not the one that he wanted. Hi, Corn. Enjoy your lurk. Also, I did not have to get up this morning. I don't know if I said that. I have to get up this morning, and yet I was still up at 7 o'clock. Oh, we went out shopping yesterday. I forgot. I started to tell this, and then I got distracted. So we went out shopping yesterday, grocery shopping, and I remembered I needed more orange sauce for the chicken wontons I buy, right? I really like them. So Hovers sees the bottle and he grabs it and he accidentally drops it on my face. It bounced off right here. I got a bruise there. And then it hit me in the nose. And I can laugh about it now. I am perfectly fine. Well, I immediately text baby girl. I'm like, Daddy just dropped a bottle on my face. She's like, are you okay? Like, yes. It happened. Not really. But yes, I can laugh about it now. Although I did have to come home and take Tylenol, it hurt. That's... Yeah, like I said, I was crying. It hurt. He thought I was laughing. I'm like, no, it hurt. But yeah, I'm laughing about it now. It's funny. Like, not typically what happens when we go shopping, but the adventure is there. Also, I got really cold again. Freezing here. I'm over the cold. Do you mind on the wool you're gonna use for the knit shawl? Found a lot that... Ooh, awesome! Here for... Oh my gosh, I forgot to send you those. Oh. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty. Go on. They're both free patterns. You're welcome. And I have made both of them. Feather and shawl one, it took... I had a frog the first time I made it. Because I've read the pattern wrong. But the Sedona shawl is... Honestly, it's my go-to. I like making it. It's really nice. Simple. It works up good. But the feather shawl looks really pretty. Without a doubt. What happened, baby girl?
Sitting on the sidewalk, kicking around dust, you're alone around the run.
Oh, Java's been doing this thing lately. In the morning, if I'm still sleeping, he comes over and he lays by me with his head on top of my ear and starts purring. It is so loud when he does that. I have no idea why he does it either. Awesome. It's so funny that I'm like, dude, you can wake me up any other way. It's so loud though. It's so cute. He's a little cuddle bug lately. Okay with it. Yeah, 5 minutes left until the next battle. That's enough time to put down that last unit. It is. Picture of the actual shawl. Crafts! Oh my gosh! Hi, how are you? It's been a minute. I saw you last night and I believe Meg's stream. How are you? If you don't know Crafts, he is a variety streamer. He crafts, he does games, and how are you? Yeah, Megan 9. I wasn't sure if I saw you in 9's. 9's chat gets going. But always glad to see you. Keep procrastinating about getting up and getting stuff done. I mean, unless you really need to get stuff done. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy that 9 got partnered. I am. I'm so excited about that. So now we're trying to get Sleeping Luna, Design, Meg, and Pick Stitch partner because they're the next ones. Yeah. Really? Really? 9 is amazing. She really is. She's one of the sweetest people. She's one of the first ones I followed 4 years ago. She is. She's really a good mate. Also, I have a commission out for new sub badges because I know. All my sub badges are a year or less for how long you've been subbed. So, as a thank you to everybody, I'm getting new ones made. Hubbers is not doing them this time. I never ask him to do anything except the coffee emote that he made me. But honestly, he was working on that one anyway. He was. So there's that. Also, my music, like I said, Twitch kept trying to, like, mute my videos. They can't. They can't. As long as I use the music that I pay for, they cannot. And they have to keep unmuting it. We have 2 minutes left. Put that last unit down if you haven't yet. Okay, Jody, what's up? That one's 0. Oh yes, Isabella, please do take care of yourself. Whoa! Hi, Blue. Guess what? Guess what, Blue? Blue. I love your face. Blue, you want to hear something funny? And it is funny now, okay? It is hilarious now, okay? You want to hear something? I don't know how long you've been lurking. And I can only say it's funny now. Okay, so yesterday, Hubbers and I went out shopping, and I remembered I needed orange sauce for the wontons that I get, right? And he picked up a bottle, and he kind of lost grip and turned his wrist, and it fell on my face. Like, it's only funny because it happened yesterday. He felt so bad. He really did. I'm hoping to hear this week about my embroidery machine. Hey child. Are you done with that Stream Raiders guy? Did you send it to me? You send it through, Messenger or through Discord? He finished it yesterday and never sent it to me. There's a battle, 64 units on the battlefield. Not bad, everybody. Not bad at all. Get some haste down. We almost filled up that whole square if we didn't. Look at all you amazing people right there. Thank you so much. And with this, it means that we're at the hour-ish mark, a little over an hour. So we'll start the prediction. The prediction is, how many stitches do you think I'll get done today? Hi, buttons. Please don't. Please don't. No, I have stuff there. This is not for you to crawl under. Look, you almost got your head stuck, weirdo. He's so silly. Please don't. You can go over there. Go on, go over there. Or sit there. You're not getting under. Okay, you can sit here. This is not awkward at all, buttons. I enjoy sitting like this. Yay, welcome back, Jody. We got Isabella with 12 kills. I got 13 assists. We got 2 winners, 6 gold for everyone. Jody and Lady Epona with 1 vampire each. I'm the one that does collect everything as we go. Dude, we got 30 minutes on the next battle. Put some units down if you want to. I know what we need. Saints, gladiators. Ooh, gladiator. Yeah, Coliseum, gladiator right there. 30 minutes, put some units down if you want to. Hi, Bubba. He's making my life difficult today. Say hi, everybody. I'm Buttons. How are you? My cats are so well behaved. They are. That they keep moving my stuff. Crazy. It's like, I really don't want to lay here. I want to be on your table, but I don't want to be over there on the table, so I want to sit here. Sir, please stop. Also, Calyx has a bag to sew, kind of like the one Sleeping Luna was working on this week, and she finished. And Sleeping Luna has not 1 but 2 bags coming to her to make too. I'm excited. That baby girl. Did you really want one? Send me the link. I'm intrigued. Those are so pretty. I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I would be the one that tried using my sewing machine to make life easier. These bags are really, really pretty, though. I really like the one Calyx is getting. Oh, did you really? That one looks really pretty, too. Sir. Let me finish this row, and then I'll tell y'all how much I've gotten done so far. And then I'll set up the prediction. Or I'll set up the prediction and then tell you. Buttons is like, yeah, not today, Mom. Okay, so far we've done 144 stitches. How have we done that many? I have no idea. So we have 30 minutes for the prediction. Reminder, I've done 144 stitches so far today. That number can, like, drop per hour, but I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. Why do I do the prediction? So that you have the chance to win extra channel points. And get more entries to the giveaway. Last week we did get over 800. If we consistently get over 800, then I'll have to adjust the last option to 900 plus. Not saying it's gonna always be that way. Last week you would have won. Last year with the Stardew Valley, there were so many times I hit almost 1,000. I was like, I should make one 1,000 plus. Like 800 to 999. And then 1,000 plus. Baby girl, that normally comes up when you pick up the last thing that you can pick up. Okay. Only destroy the things that'll get you the least amount. Gosh, I just got a little worried about that one. Also, is it warm anywhere? Please tell me yes. Tell me warm days are coming, because I'm over this coldness. Ooh, my kids are gonna be starting track soon. Baby girl, when do you guys normally start track? March or April? Me neither. We gotta set up appointments for her and her older brother. I know, right? Good thing that their track shoes have spikes on them. Right? Running in winter boots. Anti-slip soles. She's like, that's not fun. No, they'll do a lot of stuff indoors until it warms up enough outdoors. But don't y'all use the treadmills and stuff too? Oh, really? Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I had the same bobsled team, right? Baba, get down off my tower. You're bad. He never does that. Hey, get down. Dude. Bubba. He's really not being good. Him and Java both got on my computer tower last night and threw around my rubber ducks. He stole one, didn't he? Is he trying not to let you have it? We'll be stealing the rubber ducks. The kids gave them to me. Or I confiscated them. I'm not sure exactly. I think I confiscated some because, like, they were just laying around. And then other ones the kids brought home just for me. Always a good boy. Bubba boy. See, this coming week, Tuesday, I think we're working on the Forest Spirit. Right. Wednesday, no stream unless school gets canceled. Thursday, I'm not sure yet. And then, of course, next Saturday, more of this. There's no need to rush, so let's just take our time. Dropping everything, 'cause you're stuck on my mind. See, now I want to make another one of those feather shawls, Cody, because you said you're gonna. So maybe I will. No, maybe I'm not sure. Did I? I have the shawl and a cake for it. I couldn't remember for the life of me. So yeah, well, I make a couple more of these hats. Different colors. I'm not sure what I want to do. Oh, I do have to double check I have a big enough piece of plain white Ada for the next Zelda piece. I am pretty sure I do. Has she really won? I need details. How's she feeling? I hope she's doing better. Still not feeling people-y, which is perfectly fine. But at least she feels people-y enough to see you, right? I would be more worried if she's like, yeah, Jody, don't come visit me. Bhutan and Mumford, aw. That's cute. Granny Square Cardi for a child, awesome. Here for it. I do think I need to make myself another cardi because, well, I like making myself parties. You ever prayed from the boys, right? It works. Like, what was that? Maps just jumped out of bed with a button. No. Nope. Seven 26 is next. Before I fall out of my chair, I should sit properly. Does not compute. Hydrate, posture check, and stretch. We're at almost 200 stitches already. This is crazy. It does, I guess. But Jody, we hit double digits. I'm so proud of myself. No, Bubba. No. No. Move him. You want to lay there, move him. Nope. These cats, I'm telling you. But almost an hour and a half, we're at almost 200 stitches. Crazy. Maybe my stitching does not compute today. No, wait, that was the other day. To be March on Sunday just so you can stitch Solaire. I mean, technically you could stitch Solaire, just don't tell Duo. Right? You know, maybe we'll work on Solaire on Thursday since I failed this past Tuesday. What do we think? I think we barely hit 100 stitches on Tuesday. Like, it was bad. I'll figure out my lighting a little more too. Lighting is hard. You have? Awesome. That's exciting. That's exciting though. Doesn't count because we're not doing the same. Ain't nobody stitches the same way, Duo. I mean, right? Three colors done, halfway through the fourth. Doing black last. Awesome. Hey, that'll be easy peasy lemon squeezy then. Not a bad idea. I don't think I can do all of one. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I don't think on a big piece I could do all of one color first. I really don't. Unless it's a small amount.
Bet you never loved someone. Bet you never loved somebody like I just did. Bet you always hurt the
Could have done
hurt the ones you say you're so deep in love with.
by parking on that, so both failed. That's alright, it's fine. You got this. We get Just under 8 minutes left for the battle. Enough time to put 2 units down if you haven't put 1 down lately. Try and do color by color. That makes sense. I always think about doing it that way. I'm like, nah. What kind of frame do you use? Ooh, did I not make a command for this? I use a scroll frame. This one is new to me. Koalas bought it for me. Let me see if I can't grab it. Let me grab the link. So that's the frame. There we go. Well done. So it came with the stand. I'm thinking I need a couple more. Oh my gosh. Ruby girl, hi. Hi, how's it going? I hope all is well in your corner of the world. Still no luck on your count there? That's stupid. Oh, if it won't let you chat, give me a second. It takes me a second. Lap stand you use on your desk. It's super wobbly. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, this one is not bad. It took me a little bit to get used to, honestly, but I like it. No, I totally did not. Hold on. Hi, Kitty Stitcher. How are you? Did I do it right? I think. Yeah, I did not do, I'm not stitching the whole background. So, hold on, let me bring it up. So, the background, right here, all of this background, I deleted. So, even this piece right here. But the navy inside here, and obviously the silhouette of Link, we're doing. But all of this background was a lot of stitches. I think it was like 20, almost 24,000, like 23,000, something like that. I'm not doing all that background. Oh yeah, this is not big enough for that. I want to say this is like 18 inches. Yeah. I need details now. What are you stitching that's that big? Wow. I can edit it through the dashboard there, Jody. Don't worry about it. Ooh, awesome. That's exciting. Is that the same person that designed the one Sassacast is doing? Holy macaroni and cheese, that's a lot. I can do it. All done. Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. So we are at 200 stitches exactly. Which I think is pretty good. Yeah, I think we just edited it from last year from Sal. No, we did STV last year. Never mind. Right. There's a battle. We got 69 units on the battlefield. Thank you so much, each and every person. Putting down even one unit means so much to me. Look at all y'all right there. Thank you so much. But a hard event has it. I don't know. Apparently, they messed up on some of the streamer, the captain, quests. Oh, follow captain plans. Like, you can't follow the plans. Plus, you're the one that sets them. I think they messed up on the wording. And the coding. Got Antiviku with 9 kills. Goiku with 26 assists. Oh my gosh. 5 winners, 6 gold for everyone. El Canadiano and Lady Epona with 1 Barbarian. Noki and Antiviku with 1 Vampire. And Old Man Chanley with 1 Buster. Awesome job, everybody. That's it. Let's get some skins, maybe. Skin rewards are there's a Templar, Fairy, and Bomber. Let's do it. My saint is up, my saint is down. Let's do it. We got 30 minutes on the next battle. Put some units down if you want to. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think... Did we fail one last week? I think so. Maybe. Maybe not. It's been rough, though. I know it's come close a few times. Also, I might have to grab a card.
Looking back on the long cold mornings in your arms, the feeling of hope seems distant. Now that we're
That's the way to do it, Jody. Way to do it. Now I can... Lucian, thank you for those bits. Hold on, let me move my frame. Ooh, and I almost dropped the scissors on my foot. That would have been horrible. Ow. I'm perfectly fine. This is Snaps, everybody. He thinks he's the boss when, in fact, he is not the boss. Hi, everybody. I am Snaps. My job is to annoy everybody in the house, and I'm good at it. Papa. My baby. This is my dog Tonks. You had your treats, mister. You do not get added treats because you're the only one that came running. Down. Down. Here's Bean. This is Bean. There's Java. Hold on, he gets one more. So Java's the one on the table. You're not gonna get in the treat jar. And then this big boy on my chair is Button. Get your nose out of there. Good try, though. Good try. This is Buttons. He's a big boy. But I can't enjoy that work. We got the 3 little kittens. They don't need mittens. Bingo! Yeah! I'm here for it. That was my crazy cat lady moment right there. But, Lucian, thank you so much for those bits. I do appreciate it. As do my animals. I promise they do. I don't know where Jack went, so that's why she doesn't get any. She comes when she comes. Yes, they do, Noki. It's so funny. Like, last night, Java decided, oh, let's climb in this garbage pail. I take him out. Let's climb in the garbage pail because I don't remember what's in there. I take him out a third time. I'm like, I'm just gonna flip the garbage pail over now. As I was doing that, Bean jumped in. I'm like, what is wrong with you? It was funny, though. Yep. Wouldn't trade him for the world, though. Trying to heat vent when it's off. When it comes on, he freaks out and runs. Oh my gosh. No, Bean likes to sit on top of the vents when he thinks the heat's coming on, and then as soon as it turns on, he ends up walking away. Just to come back. Because then he realizes, oh, my bad. Out of breath? What did you do? Wrangling the cats is a workout. This chair is heavy, aw. He'll have fit through the door. But you got it, so that's all that matters. That is a mood, though. It is. Totally agree. I accidentally loosened this the other day. There we go. Let's see, then the other night, I think Thursday night? Wednesday night or Thursday night, Being sitting on the cat tree and all of a sudden he falls. He just falls. He was alright, but he just fell. He's done that more than once. And I just gotta look at him like, why? How? Bean. Button slowly slides off. He means to do it. Bean, however, just full on falls. And then he climbs right back up. I'm like, you're gonna get hurt. You're the reason why I don't want a cat tree anymore. Cannot get rid of cat tree though. Other cats would not be happy. Hi, Corn. I know you're lurking. Oh, I realized Thursday that SiriBot now turns on shield mode when you stop streaming. Yeah, I just realized that. It's fine. It's alright. It's good. Kinda nice. Nope. Was that me? Oh, I did buy creamer yesterday. I did, so I'm drinking coffee with creamer again. When I use creamer, I don't use sugar. What else did I get? Oh, I got more stuff for smoothies. Then I'm like, I don't need any more fruit, so I go looking at the fruit. I have plenty of fruit. But yeah, I still looked for it. Hopefully you just chilled out. I know you were in Jay's channel. After that, I don't know what you said. Did he? Awesome. Well, did you play?
I don't wanna feel this way, but it's not that easy. You're complicating things for me. No, it's not that easy. Maybe just a little time can heal me, but it doesn't feel the way.
Aw, that stinks.
What are you doing to me?
That's alright.
Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go?
I forgot 2 stitches. Back down. But is Jay over at Diddy's today? I don't remember. I know you told me the other day. But that was a small mistake. Not too bad though. I miscounted in the first section. Could fit more stuff. Don't have to take out any more. Oh my gosh. Moonsile92, thank you for that follow. I do appreciate it. How are you doing today? I hope all's well in your corner of the world. And that was a horrible attempt at spreading my name. So I don't have to frog the 144 initial sticks that we did. Which is a good thing. I thought we would have to. And honestly, I wouldn't have noticed if I wasn't going back to do those 2 stitches. I should probably work on pin stitching. I just prefer not to. We'll fill that in as we're filling in the rest. But that was a good catch. How's everybody doing? If anybody's joining.
pleasure, part is pain. And when we lie down, oh, we stay within a secret hideaway. Come on, leave us here to play. No, till it becomes day. It's so late, I know, but this
I
feeling
almost don't believe I did that, but then again, it's me. I believe it. Also, if anybody wants me to tip the camera anymore, just let me know. I can tip it down a little.
wanna know for sure what we are.
Aww. That's alright, Julie. Got this. But you can. Also, we got 4 minutes until the battle. That's enough time to put down your last unit if you haven't done so already. That last unit can also be your first unit. Haven't put any down if you want to. So what kind of ideas are you getting?